So with this extra time that we get this week, we're just going to keep practicing solving for y. Because to use your calculator for all of these problems that I've been teaching you, you have to be able to solve it for y. If you can't solve it for y, then you can't type it in your calculator. So we're just going to do more practice. Each problem like this correlates to the problem that's on the worksheet. So I would take notes and do these as I do them. So pause it, write down this first example, and let's do it. So first step, draw your line through your equal sign. We want to get y by itself. So you should ask yourself, what is over here with the y? Well, there's a 4x. I need to move it. When you move things, you do the opposite. And the opposite of a minus is a plus 4x. So that's what we should do on both sides, plus 4x. So these cancel. When you move it, it goes away. I'm going to bring down my y. Over on this side, if you remember, we've practiced, the x needs to come first. So I'm going to put my 4x first. And it's a positive 18, so I'm going to put a plus 18. And that is your answer for the first one. We're just moving that 4x. All right, let's look at the next one. Again, you should pause it and write this down. All right, let's solve it. I need to get this y by itself. So I need to move the 6x and the 7. We're going to move the 6x first, okay, because that 7 is your last step. You always want to divide last. So this is a positive 6x, so to move it we're going to do minus 6x. So these go away. I'm going to bring down 7y. Over here again it's a negative 6x, so I'm going to write that first. And it's a positive 14, so I'm going to put plus 14. Now, is y by itself? No, it has that 7 with it, and they're multiplying. The opposite of multiplying is dividing, so I'm going to divide by 7. Everywhere, divide by 7, divide by 7. So y equals, let's do that division in our calculator, negative 6 divided by 7. We get a long decimal, we're going to change it to a fraction, so we hit math, enter, enter. So we get negative 6/7 x, and 14 divided by 7 is a positive 2. There's the second one. Next up, pause it, write this down, then we'll solve it. Draw your line. All right, again, now, I want to get y by itself. Well, the x is already away from it. I don't want to move that x. What's over here with the y? A 2 and an 8. Well, again, whatever's attached, that's the last thing you want to move. So I want to move this 8. The opposite of a positive 8 is a negative 8. So I'm going to do minus 8. Those 8s go away. Now, be careful. What are we going to bring down right here? I'm not going to bring down 2y. We're going to bring down negative 2y. And then here, I can't combine these and get 2. I can't do 10 minus 8 is 2. Because that 10 has an x and the 8 doesn't. So I'm just going to rewrite it. I'm going to put my 10x first. It was a positive, so I left it a positive. And then I'm going to put minus 8, because it was a negative 8. Now, is y by itself? No, I still have this negative 2. These are multiplying. The opposite of multiplying is dividing. So I'm going to divide everything by negative 2. So these 2's go away. 10 divided by negative 2 is negative 5. All right, look what I get when I divide here. When I do negative 8 divided by negative 2. I get a positive 4. If you get a positive 4, you should put a plus 4. All right, next. Pause it, write this down. Okay, what's with the y? Well, the 4x, so I need to move it. The opposite of a positive 4x is a minus 4x. These go away. Again, be careful. What are we going to bring down right here? A negative y. And over on this side, I'm going to put my negative 4x first. And then it is a positive 9, so I'm going to put plus 9. Now, this y, if there's no number, we put a 1. These are multiplying. The opposite of multiplying is dividing, so I'm going to divide everything by negative 1. So a negative divided by negative, negative 4 divided by negative 1. If you weren't sure, let me show you what you would get. Negative 4 divided by negative 1. You would get a positive 4. So I'm going to put a positive 4x. And 9 divided by negative 1 is a negative 9. Pause it, write this one down. All right, here we got some options. Again, because I'm trying to get y by itself, I can move the 3x or the 9. A lot of you get in the habit of just moving 3x first, and that's fine. So I'm going to move my 3x by subtracting it. So I'm going to bring down negative 6y minus 9. And over here I got negative 3x. You can put plus 0 if you want. Okay, now y is still not by itself. Again, that 6 is the last thing I want to move. So I'm going to move my 9 by doing plus 9. Now I'm going to line it up under the 0 instead of the 3 because it does not have an x. So I got negative 3x. 0 plus 9 is a positive 9. Almost done. I need to move that negative 6, and it's multiplying. The opposite of multiplying is dividing, so I'm going to divide everything by negative 6. So final answer, let's do it in the calculator just to make sure we got it. Negative 3 divided by negative 6. Turn it to a fraction is 1/2. And 9 divided by negative 6. Oops. Turn it to a fraction is negative 3/2. Next up, all right, look at this one. Draw your line. Now, notice that the y is on the wrong side, right? All the other problems, the y has been on the left. So what I like to do is from the very beginning, if the y is on the wrong side, I go ahead and switch it up. So I move my y over here, and I move my 3x, 3 minus 2x over here, okay? So I didn't change anything. All I did was flip them. Now, the only thing wrong with this is it's written the wrong way. I need to put my 2x first. So you should ask yourself, is it a positive or a negative 2x? Well, it's a minus 2x, which means I'm going to put a negative 2x. And then the 3 is a positive 3, which means it's going to end with a plus 3. Okay, let's do this one. Pause it, write it down. Okay, again, the y is on the wrong side, so I'm going to flip-flop them. I'm going to put 3y minus 9 on this side. I'm going to put 11x over on this side. Now it's just like problems that we've already done today. I need to get y by itself, so I got to move the 3 and the 9. Which am I going to move first? I'm going to move the 9. So I would do plus 9 on both sides. So bring down 3y. Again, when we rewrite, we want to put the 11x first, and it was positive, and a plus 9. Now I want to divide everything by 3. So y equals, if I did that in my calculator, you would get 11/3 x, and 9 divided by 3 is 3. All right, look at this one. Pause it, write it down. Again, my y is on the wrong side, so I'm just going to flip them. I'm going to put my 14 on this side. I'm going to put my 5x minus y on this side. And again, it's like problems we've been doing. I'm going to move my 5x first by subtracting it. So these go away. Bring down that negative y. Over here I have a negative 5x. The x comes first. And I have a positive 14. Now again, there's a 1 here, so I'm going to divide everything by negative 1. So y equals, these cancel. Negative divided by negative is a positive 5x. Positive divided by negative is a negative 14. All right, pause it, write this one down. Again, we're going to flip it. So I'm going to put y minus 12 over here. I'm going to put my x over here. So what's with the y? The 12, that's what I need to move. So I'm going to do plus 12. The opposite of minus is plus 12. So y equals x plus 12. Now is x by itself? Is y by itself? It sure is. So we are done with that one. Draw your line, write this one down. All right, I got y. Y is on the right side. So first up, we want to move our x. So we would do plus x. These go away. So I have 3y equals, and over here I have an x, and it's a positive 9. Now I want to divide everything by 3. So these 3's cancel. Now when you're dividing this x really has a 1. So when I type that division in, I would do 1 divided by 3. Change it to a fraction, math, enter, enter. So I get 1/3 x. And 9 divided by 3 is 3. So if you will go try that practice worksheet, it's just 10 problems, looks like what we just did. and just get better at solving for y, guys. If you can solve for y, you're gonna do a lot better on your EOC than if you can't solve for y. So good luck.